If you've ever had a woman lose interest the moment you brought up being serious, or watched her chase another man who never even mentioned commitment, this video is going to rewire how you think about relationships forever. Because I'm about to break down, step by step, exactly how high-value men make women emotionally invest. I'm talking about the men who don't talk about relationships. They create an energy so powerful that women try to lock them down, fast. Not because of sweet words, but because of how they move, how they lead, how they control their presence. In this video, you'll discover the 5 traits that make women commit. Not because you asked, but because they felt they had no choice. You'll learn how to create loyalty without ever chasing. Set a rhythm she follows without needing to pressure her. Use silence, structure, and scarcity to trigger her emotional investment. Lead without explaining, stay calm without backing down, and protect your power at every step, and above all, how the men who make no promises become the ones women fight hardest to keep. This isn't modern dating fluff. It's timeless power, rooted in Machiavellian strategy. The same laws of influence, control, and emotional dominance that shaped kings, now adapted to your daily life, your texts, your dates, your relationships in 2025. You don't need to manipulate. You don't need to convince. You need to move like a man who's already chosen his direction, and let her choose if she can keep up. Stay with me until the end, because once you understand these 5 traits, you'll stop chasing commitment and start becoming the kind of man women commit to before you even bring it up. Let's get into it. Trait 1. He doesn't ask for commitment. He imposes a rhythm. Most men try to get commitment by asking for it. They say things like, "So, what are we?" They think being available, kind, and emotionally open will make her want more. But that's not how it works. High-value men never talk about commitment. They create a rhythm and let her feel what it's like to adjust to them. He decides when to text. He ends the conversation when it's time. He plans the date when it fits his life. And that calm, deliberate pace becomes magnetic. Machiavelli wrote, "He who allows another to set the tempo of action will soon lose the initiative. If she leads the rhythm, you lose the frame. But if you lead it, she starts investing without needing to be asked." Here's how this shows up. You're seeing a woman. Things are going well. You start catching feelings, and you start chasing clarity. You text more, ask where this is going, try to lock it in, and just like that, she pulls back. Because now she feels your need, not your structure. Now reverse it. You move on your rhythm. You're present, but never in a rush. You enjoy the connection, but stay focused on your mission. You never bring up exclusivity, but you carry yourself like a man who doesn't need reassurance. Suddenly, she's the one asking, "What are we? Where is this going?" That's not by chance. It's the result of a rhythm she doesn't control, but doesn't want to lose. Here's what you do from now on. Don't lead with labels. Lead with timing. Stay consistent. Stay calm. Let her feel the pace you set, and make her earn access to it. Let's move on. Because once you hold your rhythm, the next trait is about staying on your path, even when she starts to resist it. Trait 2. He keeps moving forward, even when she says, "I need time." There will always be moments when a woman pulls back. She'll say she's confused, that she needs time to think, that she doesn't know what she wants anymore. And most men freeze. They pause everything, waiting, hoping, shrinking, until she decides what happens next. But the man she ends up chasing doesn't stop his momentum for emotional hesitation. He respects her space, but he never loses his direction. Machiavelli understood this deeply. He wrote, "It is better to act and ask forgiveness than to wait and beg for permission." In relationships, this means you don't wait to be chosen. You move like you already are. Here's exactly how this plays out in real life. You've been dating a woman. The vibe is strong. The connection is building. But suddenly, she pulls back. She says, "I just need time to think." Most guys respond emotionally. They overtext. They ask what happened. They try to check in. And each time they do, their value drops. Now imagine the high-value response. You look her in the eye and say, "I get it. Take the time you need. I'll be where I'm going." And then you continue. You stay in motion. You don't spiral, you don't explain, you don't follow up a few days later to check in. And what happens? She starts wondering, why didn't he chase me? Why is he so calm? Who else might be watching him move right now? Because here's the truth she starts to feel. You're not the man who puts his life on hold for someone else's uncertainty. You're the man who respects his path more than her approval. Here's a simple action to apply this today. Next time a woman says she needs time, give it. But do it without hesitation, without sadness, and without losing focus. Let your silence feel like strength, not absence. Let your consistency feel like gravity, not performance. Because when she feels that her pause didn't stop your progress, that's when she starts running to catch up. Now let's move on. Because once you hold your direction, what truly sets you apart is how you're perceived, even when you say nothing. Trait 3. He becomes the peace her mind keeps coming back to. Most men try to stand out by doing more. They talk fast, overshare, compliment nonstop, or try to impress through effort. But the man who leaves a lasting mark is the one who does less and moves better. He doesn't chase, he doesn't over-explain. He speaks with intention, not with noise. And his calm energy creates contrast in a world full of emotional clutter. Machiavelli observed this long before texting existed. He wrote, "Men judge more by the eye than by the hand, because everyone can see, but few can feel." And that's exactly how attraction works today. She won't always remember your words, but she will remember how your presence made her feel. Let's bring this into a scenario you've probably lived. You were seeing a woman. Things were light, magnetic, silent in all the right ways. Then life moved on. She met someone else. He's kind. He's available. He tries hard. But something feels off. Because when she's with him, there's no space to breathe. He fills the silence with chatter. He texts before she even finishes thinking. And slowly, without trying, she starts comparing him to you. With you, there was stillness. With you, there was mystery, not anxiety. With you, she didn't feel chased. She felt watched, studied, respected. And now, every moment with him feels like noise, because she tasted your calm, and now she feels his chaos. Here's what you do to build that kind of aura. Stop trying to be memorable with effort. Start becoming unforgettable through presence. Speak less. Only when it adds something. Pause more, without trying to fill the space. Let your silence feel deliberate. Let your posture say what your mouth doesn't. Because in a world of men trying too hard to be liked, the one who feels like peace becomes the one she compares everyone to. Let's go further. Because calm is powerful, but only when it's built on something deeper. And the next trait is the reason women start seeing you as a man they want to stay loyal to, even before there's a label. Trait 4. He doesn't trust her words. He watches her actions. Most men fall for emotional intensity. They confuse a deep conversation, a vulnerable moment, or passionate words with real connection. But the man who holds power never gets seduced by emotion alone. He doesn't follow what she says when she's overwhelmed. He watches what she repeats when things are calm. Machiavelli understood this with brutal clarity. He wrote, "Men are driven either by love or by fear." And what he meant was this: people follow what they respect, not what they feel. In relationships, that means one thing. If her feelings fluctuate but her loyalty doesn't hold, you don't chase. You assess. You observe. You move accordingly. Here's how this plays out in real life. You meet a woman. She opens up fast, tells you she's never felt this way before. You talk for hours. She cries in front of you. She says you're different. And the next day, she ghosts you, comes back, disappears again. She says all the right things, but her actions are scattered. Most men get addicted to the intensity. They chase the version of her from the best moment, and they ignore the pattern that always follows. But you're different now. You don't reward volatility. You don't cling to the memory of her tears. You track consistency. And when her actions stop aligning with her words, you pull back, quietly, cleanly, not to punish her, but to protect yourself. Here's what to apply now. Start making decisions based on loyalty, not emotional fireworks. When her energy is high, enjoy it, but don't let it blind you. Ask, does she show up the same way when things are boring, uncertain, or difficult? Because a woman's value isn't in her emotions. It's in how she moves when no one's watching. And when she realizes you can't be manipulated by mood swings, she doesn't pull back. She aligns. Let's finish this. Because the last trait is the most misunderstood and the most powerful. The man who doesn't make promises often ends up with the relationship. Trait 5. He doesn't make promises. He moves with direction. Most men rush to reassure. They say what they think she wants to hear. I'm serious. I won't hurt you. You're different. But the man she chases never gives guarantees. He gives direction and lets her feel that if she wants to stay, she'll have to match it. Machiavelli warned us clearly. A prince never lacks legitimate reasons to break his promises. Why? Because when you promise too early, you lose control of the frame. You signal that her comfort matters more than your clarity. In dating, that means one thing. The more you talk about commitment, the less she feels it. The more you explain where it's going, the more she questions it. Here's how this plays out in real life. You're seeing a woman. The chemistry is real. One night she looks at you and asks, "So, where do you see this going?" Most men panic. They start listing their intentions, their timelines, their emotional plans. But all she feels is pressure. Now imagine the high-value response. You pause. You hold eye contact. And you say, "I know where I'm going. I move with people who align." No promises, no labels, no performances. Just direction and the calm confidence of a man who knows himself. And here's what happens. Now she's not reacting to what you say. She's processing what you didn't say. She feels the invitation and the tension that comes with it. Because she knows you didn't offer comfort. You offered a path, and she'll only stay if she's ready to walk it, without dragging you off course. Here's what to apply now. Stop making commitments with your words. Make them with your movement. Let her feel your purpose. Let her feel your standard. But don't soften your frame to win affection. Let her rise into it, or fall away. Because when a woman realizes you won't give her certainty for free, that's when she starts investing to earn it. Now let's bring everything together, because what you've just learned isn't about tactics. It's about identity. If you're still here, you already know the truth most men never see. You don't earn commitment by asking for it. You don't create loyalty by pouring out emotion. You create gravity by becoming unshakable. Because women don't follow words, they follow structure. They follow rhythm. They follow a man who moves with such calm certainty that leaving him feels like stepping into chaos. So stop looking for the right thing to say. Stop searching for signs that she's ready. Start moving like a man who already knows where he's going, with or without her. Machiavelli wrote that it is much safer to be feared than loved, if one of the two must be lacking. But here's what that means in your world. Power isn't about domination, it's about self-mastery. And when a man masters himself, his silence speaks louder than promises. His stillness calms storms, and his presence makes people rise or disappear. So from this day forward, stop performing, start leading, stop explaining, start observing, stop chasing comfort, start demanding alignment. Because when your path is clear, when your boundaries are sharp, when your energy is rare and deliberate, she doesn't just stay, she commits, she adapts, she protects the access you never had to beg for. You don't need to talk her into staying. You need to become the man she's afraid to lose. Not because you threatened her, but because your presence builds something she can't find anywhere else. This is your code now. Rhythm over rush. Standards over signals. Movement over emotion. You are not just a man reacting to the world. You are the architect of the world you let in. So rise. Move with calm. Lead without noise. Make her feel what it means to earn your world. This isn't pride. It's presence. It's power. And that is how kings are born. One last message for those who truly want to change their life. For those who are ready to detach from the 99% and play a different game. What I'm working on will change the way women see you and the way you see yourself. It's coming soon, so stay tuned. If this spoke to you, don't just keep it in your head. Write a comment, even just a few words. It helps you remember, and it might help someone else too. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this content, and share this with someone who, in your eyes, needs it right now. Just trust your instinct. We're all trying to get clearer, more solid inside. So let's build minds that don't break.